Hola, ¿cómo estás? Tudo bem? Konnichiwa. Hello. Aloha. What it do? Welcome to the J-Boy Sports Podcast. Please like, share, and subscribe. I know that, excuse me, some people listen and are not subscribed. I really appreciate it if you could subscribe because it helps with the algorithm. And we're trying to push out some good things to new people. So if you like, and even if you don't like, if you just want to help a brother out, very much appreciated. So we just had all the games finish for the playoffs, round 1, day 2. And we had some exciting games. Many of the games were not that exciting, but some of them were a little bit closer than we expected. Expected might be a strong word, but, you know, some of these teams are fighting hard and keeping things close. And so we're going to start by just going over all of these teams, just explaining some of the things that happened in the game, how I saw it, and some of the challenges that the teams may face, or, you know, what teams need to do better. And we'll just go from there. We'll keep it brief. This is just a recap after all, and these are all just game ones, so we got a long way to go. And so we start off with the Memphis Grizzlies and the OKC Thunder, and, you know, OKC blew the doors off, man. This was not a match. There was a winner and a loser. This was big brother, little brother. They beat the brakes off these boys. 131-80 was the final score. Ja Morant and Marvin Bagley were the only two people that really did anything worth a dang in this game. Ja had 17 on 6 for 17 shooting, 1 for 6 from the 3, 4 for 5 from the line, which is pretty good. Marvin Bagley came in and had 17 points, 8 for 8 from the field, 1 for 1 from the 3. Also chipped in 5 rebounds and 2 steals. So Bagley, it's nice to see him have a game. He was like the second. Was he the first pick in the draft one year? I don't know. I think he was second. And I think in the same year, like Luka and Trey were drafted, and he's just been complete disappointment. So it's good to see him trying to do something in the league. But this was just a blowout from start to finish. And the really scary part is Shai Gilgeous really didn't play that well. He only had 15, 4 for 13 from the field, 1 for 7 from 3, 6 for 7 from the free throw. Had 5 dimes, 2 blocks, 2 turnovers. He really didn't play that great. But it looked like they were doing everything they could to stop him, and that just left everybody else open. Everybody else was open like it was a 24-hour Walmart. Chet Holmgren had 19. Jay Williams had 20. Hartenstein had 14. Lou Dort had 15. They all shot pretty well from the 3 except SGA. Jalen Williams came in with 9 off the bench. And then, a few other people chipped in off the bench. But specifically, Aaron Wiggins went nuts. He had 21 points in the game, so he went nuts off the bench. This wasn't close. I don't think this series is going to be close. In my opinion, I think Ja Morant is a little bit overrated, if I'm just being honest with you guys. Is he better than a lot of players in the NBA? Of course, absolutely. But when it comes down to it, his game to me is very simple. He's a freak athlete, but he doesn't really have any go-to moves. It's not like he has a crazy floater. He doesn't have a crazy mid-range game. He doesn't have a crazy three-pointer. He just is athletic. And yeah, that can get you some things, but ultimately in the playoffs, when teams start locking down on certain things, I just don't think he's that effective. And then Jared Jackson, I thought he had a really good season, better than I expected. But in the playoffs, once again, when things are tight, he's 2 for 13 from the field. So I don't know about that. Desmond Bane also didn't play very well. Now, Desmond is a baller, so I do expect Desmond Bane to play better. I think that'll help them be a little bit closer, but this series is 4-0 in my opinion. I don't expect them to win not one game, if I'm being honest with you. I think they're just going to get the doors blown off of them. They had a coaching change at the end, so I really don't see what they're going to be able to accomplish, if I'm being honest with you. So moving on to the next game, we have the Boston Celtics versus the Orlando Magic. This game was tough. It was close. The final score was 103-86 Boston. We expect Boston to be one of the tough teams moving forward into the playoffs. But this game was tough, man. And Orlando, the funny thing about some of these teams is that they're not bad. They're just not complete. So Orlando is a very good defensive team. I think they were second in defense in the league this year. They are tough on defense. And they have Pablo Banchero, who played very well. 36 points, 11 boards, great shooting from the field and from the three-point line. The free throw shooting could be a little better, 4 for 6. Franz Wagner, boy, had 23 on 10 for 24, which isn't too bad. 1 for 6 from 3, you got to pick that up a little bit. And everybody else really didn't do anything on the Magic, and that's why they got beat. But their defense was tough. And how do we know that? Because if you look at the Boston Celtics side, Jason Tatum only has 17 points, and he was 8 for 22, right? Porzingis only had 5, and he was 1 for 8. Holiday had 9. He didn't shoot a lot, so he shot over 50% and 3 for 4 from the 3. Derek White went nuts. He had 30 points. He was 10 for 18 from the field, 7 for 12 from the 3-point, 3 for 3 from the free throw. He went nuts. Jaylen Brown didn't play that well either. Not horrible, but not well. He's going through some knee things. He was 6 for 14, 0 for 2 from the 3, 4 for 4 from the free throw line. And Peyton Pritchard was really the only person that got cooking off the bench. He had 19, 6 for 8 from the field, 4 for 6 from the 3, 3 for 3 from the free throw line. And so the Celtics, if you're the Orlando Magic, you got to sit here and say, dang, man, we locked up their best 3 players. Porzingis struggled. Tatum wasn't cooking like that. Brown wasn't cooking like that. And we still got smoked. And so that just goes to tell you how great the Celtics are. But then also, I just don't see enough offense from the Magic. They play very good defense. They are tough. They're well coached. But they just don't have enough offense in this series. And it doesn't have to be Tatum and Brown killing it or even Porzingis every game. They have a lot of other players that can get it done. So I really don't think this may be a tougher series depending on, if the Magic can get a little bit of offense from somewhere. But at most, maybe they win 2 games, but I don't, it might not even be that. I'm really thinking like 4-1 in this series because I just don't think the Magic have enough offense. You're not going to get Brown, Tatum, and Porzingis to play this poorly every game, and you still got smoked. So I don't see the light at the end of the tunnel. That's just how it's going to. That's just how the cookie is going to crumble in this series. It seems like, for me. The next game was the Cavaliers versus the Heat. Another tough game. It was tough. It was close for the most part. The Heat. I was watching it with one of my friends, and the Heat just play tough basketball. Man, they keep fighting. They're going to keep doing what they do. Adebayo had some really good plays in the game. He had a solid game. Had 24 points. Didn't shoot that well from the 3 or from the free throw line. Had 9 boards. He played all right. Tyler Hero had 21. Also didn't shoot that well from the field. 7 for 18. 3 for 6 from the 3. 4 for 4 from the free throw line. But the game was still close for the most part. Davion Mitchell, I was very impressed with him. Had 18 points off the bench, 9 dimes. He was tough. And he had 8 for 12 from the field. 2 for 3 from the 3. Didn't really get to the free throw line, but like I said, he had 9 dimes. He was tough. Very good defender. Better offensive player than I expected watching him play in this series so far in one game. But I liked what I saw from the Heat, but they're just overmatched. They're overmatched, and the Cavaliers have been juggernauts all season long. So they're going to lose, and it's definitely going to be, I think it's going to be 4-0, but we'll see. And on the other side, Evan Mobley had a real good, solid defensive game. Just played like a monster on defense. Only had 9 points, so he didn't score a lot. Jared Allen had 12 and 11, so he had a double-double. Darius Garland was cooking. I mean, if Darius Garland is making shots, you're in trouble. He's lightning fast, and he can pretty much get any shot he wants when he's making them. If he's not making them, then you have a better chance because he starts to doubt his shot. But tonight, he was 27 points. 2 for 2 from the free throw, 5 for 9 from 3, 10 for 17 from the field. You're in trouble. If he's making shots like that, you're in trouble. And Don Mitchell was doing well. He didn't shoot well from 3, 2 for 9, 11 for 19 from the field, though, 6 for 7 from the free throw line. So when those two are cooking, it's going to be extremely hard. But the real reason that this game wasn't as close as it was at one point, because I told you, Miami hung in there. They were fighting. Ty Jerome. I don't even know where this guy came from. I've been following him a little bit throughout the course of the season, but he went nuts in this game. 28 points, 10 for 15 from the field, 5 for 8 from 3. Didn't shoot that well from the free throw line, but he was only 3 for 5. But, man, this guy was cooking. And that's the 21-point win that you see here. That's because of Ty Jerome. The rest of the game was close. Mitchell and Garland were doing their thing the whole game, but this guy, Ty Jerome, just went nuts and blew the doors off. I don't see the Heat winning more than one game, maybe, and I'm just giving them the benefit of the doubt because Pat Riley's a great GM and Eric Spoelstra is one of the best coaches in the league. But without that, they have no chance. But I think they may get one win here, but they're not. This isn't going far. 4-1 at best. Last game of the night was the Rockets and the Warriors. The Rockets ended up pulling this game out 95-85. It was a very tough game, but the Warriors managed to finish the game. And the Warriors, I got to tell you, they look like they're champions again, man. They are pushing. They're pushing, closing games out, winning. It's I don't know how they're doing it. I don't like, if I'm being honest, I'm not a fan of Steve Kerr's small ball. And I was making a joke with my friend the other day. Kuminga is not even playing. They did not play Kuminga. They're not even playing him. And my joke is, if you're not doing everything to support Steph Curry's lifestyle out there on the court, they're benching you. And that's pretty much what Steve Kerr does. All these little ninjas run around, literally little karate ninjas, just running around. One of their starters' name is Brandon Podemski. And Brandon is spelled Brandin. Are you kidding me? Brandon? Not Brandon. Brandon? You kidding me? You got to be kidding me. Kevin Looney still plays on this team. I don't know how. They're starting Draymond Green. Draymond had 4 points. 4 points. Jimmy Butler cooked 25. Shot well from the field. 10 for 19. 1 for 2 from 3. 4 for 6 from the free throw. Also has 7 boards, 6 dimes. And Steph was just going nuts. Steph had 31, but it was like an explosive 31. I mean, this man was cooking all game long. And he was making, not actually, it wasn't even that he was cooking. At one point, he made 8 straight shots, but he was making big shots. You understand what I'm saying? And this is the same team that held him to like 2 points, I think, in one game in the regular season, or 4 points, something crazy like that. And he's turning around just cooking them. And he was making everything when they needed him to make it. Every run the Rockets went on, Steph was there to finish it off and keep giving him that extra lead. So Steph balled out. His numbers only being 31. You may, and I say only because he's a superstar, but at the end of the day, if you only score 95 points and you have 31 of them, that just tells you how good you are. And like I said, Jimmy Butler had 25, also played a heck of a game. And it really looks like Jimmy Butler is the piece that's allowing Steph to just play solid basketball and close things out at the end. And it seems like a winning formula, but I just don't know how they win. I really don't. The tallest player on the team that plays, I guess, is the Quentin Post guy. I think he's 7 feet, but he had no points. Looney had no points. Draymond had 4 points. How the heck are they winning like this? I don't understand it. Gary Payton II has 7 points. He has more than all the big people combined. This is a weird team, man, and I don't like it, but it just kind of is what it is. The Rockets, on the other hand, just can't score. Nobody can shoot on their team. I'm a fan of Dylan Brooks. He only had 11 points. 3 for 9 from the field. Shot out right from 3. Free throw line 3 for 4. So not terrible there, but not great. Amen only had 8. Sengun was cooking. He had 26. He was balling out. 9 boards. He was balling. Fred VanVleet is absolute dumpster water. I don't know why Fred VanVleet is still starting on this team. If he's not making shots, he was 4 for 19. He was 2 for 13. He's taking all the shots and he can't shoot. All season long, he ain't been making no shots. So then why are you starting him? I don't understand. I would start somebody who at least does more for the game. Like Jabari Smith Jr. had 11 points. He was 3 for 3 from the field, 1 for 1 from 3, 4 for 4 from the free throw line. Tari Eason, 3 for 10 from the field, 0 for 4 from 3, but he had a crazy block on Jimmy Butler on an alley-oop. Love that kid. I like the way he plays, and I love the way Jabari Smith plays. So I don't understand why you just I would just start one of them and make Fred VanVleet come off the bench. I don't know why. At least you get more defense and athleticism. So I don't understand it. But they don't really have a lot of ball handlers, so they just rely on him. And I don't know. I'd rather play through Sengun. He is like a baby joker. I'd rather go through him anyway. That's just what I would do. Because Fred VanVleet is just not getting it done. That's terrible. Shooting all those shots and not making none of them. How's he getting all them shots? I don't know. The real difference here was Steven Adams in this game. When he came in, he was fighting and making this really close. He had 12 rebounds in only 20 minutes. And that was more than pretty much dang near everybody else on the team and they all had at least 10 more minutes than him. So that's impressive. Maybe they should even think about starting him next game. Just going big. But the Rockets are going to struggle because they can't score. Their defense is immaculate. That's why the score was only 95 to 85. That reminds me of a score in like the 2000s. Not in 2025. They don't play defense like that. But this team locks up, you know? But I see this being very difficult for them because they just can't score enough points. And at the end of the day, one of the greatest players of all time is on the other side of the court. And he's still pretty much prime. He's going to score. Who do you have like that on the Rockets? And the answer is nobody. And by the way, Jalen Green is highly overrated to me. Highly overrated is too big because I don't know if he's rated to begin with. 3 for 15, he's supposed to be their best offensive player. Just horrible. Watching him play, he takes the worst shots I've ever seen. He does not pass. He's a horrible passer. He only had 2 dimes. And I guess he's a shooting guard, so some might say, oh, well, but elite shooting guards should be able to get 5 to 6. And in this day and age, you should be able to do more because it's just all drive and kick 3-point shooting. But he has horrible vision. He takes horrible shots. He runs right into the defense. And I really don't like him as a player as I'm watching him in this series. It's only been 1 game, but I just don't like what I see from him. He either scores 40 because he's making all those bad shots, or he scores 2 because he doesn't know how to get good shots. So after watching this game, I think for this series, I'm going to go Warriors. But it might be close. It might be 6 games. Maybe somehow they find a way to take it 7. But I think the Warriors are going to win this round. I think they're going to win this series. They're just finding ways to win, man. Finding ways to win. So that's all the games. I think one of the takeaways from tonight is that, and from what we've seen actually so far, is the greatest players are not playing unbelievable, right? So Tatum didn't have a great game. Brown didn't have a great game. SGA did not have a great game. The other night, Anthony Edwards didn't have the greatest game ever, but their teams are still winning, and that's what I like to see. These guys are leaders, and they're empowering their teammates. Edwards came out and said, my favorite player is Jaden Daniels. My second favorite player is Naz Reid. So, you know what I'm saying? Like you leaders empowering their other teammates, because at the end of the day, it is going to fall upon Edwards and SGA and Jason Tatum and Brown to close out these games when it matters. But, you know, their other guys are stepping up and playing really good basketball, and you really love to see it. It's really a team game, but you do need those great players to finish things off. Maybe not this game, but if you're in Game 7, you know, people like Edwards or SGA, they got to ball out. No excuses. You know, no excuses. So, good basketball. I enjoyed most of the games. The highlight of the night was Warriors-Rockets. Just a great game. And so we'll come back to this and we'll rejoin and recap this. This night's over, but we'll do it again tomorrow night. So thank you for listening. Please like, share, and subscribe. There's other suggested videos at the end of this one, so please check them out. And you take care, guys. You take care, and appreciate you. Very humble. Much love. That somehow you never get over leaving me.